So welcome to my setup overview for the Intel Student PC Build Challenge. Here's my main setup, and then just to show, there's a little art piece I made. So first let's talk about the star of the show, which is my dream computer. This is from Intel. This computer rocks the i9-12900K. It's a 16-core processor, and this thing is blazing fast. I've noticed such a huge difference in everything from running actual programs to programs loading, Windows loading. Things feel so snappy with this processor. We also have 32 gigabytes of RAM, of 3200 CL14 DDR4 RAM. We have an MSI RTX 3070 Ventus 3. It's all enclosed in a Be Quiet Silent Base 802 case in white, and this computer is amazing. At the top here, to cool the CPU, is the MSI Core Liquid S360 all-in-one liquid cooler. It's really one of the best liquid coolers on the market, and I've actually replaced the stock fans with 3 Phanteks T30s pushing out. The Phanteks T30s are some of the highest performance, best airflow, best pressure fans available on the market, so it really keeps the CPU cool. Under 100% Prime 95 load, I was in low 70s, high 60s on the low fan setting, just for reference. In the back, I have my little contraption, which is a Be Quiet fan. It's the Shadow Wings 2 fan. On top of it is the Phanteks Halo Lux RGB, or Halo Lux Digital, which turns any fan into an RGB fan. And then on top of that is the MSI Dragon grill that I got. The board is the MSI Z690 Tomahawk, Wi-Fi DDR4. It's a great Z690 board. It has great I/O, great VRMs, and overall is amazing. At the front of the case, that's one thing I really enjoy because it is hidden, even with this mesh front panel and the lighting on the inside. Hidden away is 3 Noctua NF-A12 by 25s. These are equally some of the best and most silent fans on the market, and they overall lead to an amazing computing experience. Currently, the side panel that I do have is a hard side panel with sound dampening on the inside. So when the system's closed up, it is real quiet. However, the one thing I will be looking for is to buy a new tempered glass side panel for this case, which I can buy separately. And when I'm gaming, when I'm just doing normal work, I would love to see the inside of this case. That's why I want the tempered glass. But then when I'm making music or working on anything music related, then I would want to put the solid side panel on with the sound dampening. So as I've said before, in the front is the mesh to give the best airflow. And then on top, I do have the dust filter, even though these are exhaust. And the reason that I have this is because my room is very dusty. And a lot of the time, or let's say a third of the time, my computer is off and I just don't want extra dust getting in. And with the performance of these fans and the performance of this cooler, the performance of just the airflow in this case in general, it's amazing. So next we're going to move up to my monitors. These are my 2 monitors. Both of them I've had for many years, and both of them I bought used off Craigslist. The bottom monitor is my main display. This is the Acer X34 Predator. It is a 1440p ultra-wide display running at 100 Hertz. And the top monitor is a Dell 24-inch monitor. It's 1440p and it's 165 Hertz. I actually started with the Dell I bought used, and it was an amazing experience going from 1080p 60 Hertz, or even I think I used to have a 4x3 display as my main display. But that was an amazing upgrade to the Dell. And then I saw the Acer as an amazing deal on Craigslist, and I had to get it. And since then, I can never go back to normal. As you can see on the left and the right, I have 2 JBL speakers. These are some very nice, high-quality speakers that I found at Goodwill for a great price, yet again. And they're used as the left and right channels. In the middle, right above the keyboard, I have 2 more speakers. It's from a high-end Onkyo set that I got from a cousin, and it having these center speakers really makes the sound more full. Down hidden in the corner is the sub, and then actually below my bed, which you can't see, is a very high-powered Onkyo amp that I use to power this whole setup. And then to actually get the audio to the amp, though, I have the Focusrite Scarlett Solo 3rd generation audio interface. This thing's great for sending, my audio or my music, my game, whatever I want to the speakers, or to the amp to the speakers, or I can also send it straight to my Panda headphones. So these are Drop and THX Panda wireless headphones. I use them wired though, and they are honestly some of the greatest headphones I've ever used. I've used Sennheiser, some top-end Sennheiser headphones, and these just take the cake. On top, going from right to left, on top of the Focusrite is a little glasses holder. So I can actually show you right here. I can take my glasses, put them on, and it holds my glasses. Next up is my mouse. This is the Glorious Model O Negative in white, as well as the Glorious white bungee. This mouse has been such a huge upgrade. I used to rock some very cheap mice, and I've tried a bunch of different mice over my time, but once I found this mice and actually felt it and used it, I'm never going back. I like how small it is, even though I have big hands, because I use a claw grip, and it's just overall amazing. To the left of that is my my custom Corsair K70 RGB keyboard. This is the Mark II. And the reason I say custom is, it's with MX Silver Speed switches. So very light actuation force and very short distance to actually actuating. The reason I say custom is because from another keyboard that I was gifted, I actually took the white keycaps off and put it on here to kind of match the Stormtrooper black and white RGB theme that my setup goes for. I've also taken apart this keyboard and put some insulating foam on the inside, just some cheap foam from Home Depot, and it really helps with my one gripe was the metallic sound, and now that doesn't exist anymore. So here's the typing noise. But yeah, so if you haven't noticed already, when it comes to networking, behind my computer is my router. It's actually a pretty nice Netgear router, Nighthawk R8000, I believe, that me and my roommates years ago purchased off of Craigslist because we wanted better internet. And it's amazing, and especially its position, because as you can see, my computer's right here, so I'm Etherneted in all the time. Below it is the modem, and you may be asking what that wire is going up. That wire actually runs up into the attic and across the house, and from there it comes down in the kitchen where we have an access point, because our house has an interesting layout and we want to make sure that we get good Wi-Fi everywhere. Next up is the desk. This desk was actually another buy off of Craigslist. Originally, it had these metal legs that are still on it, as well as an MDF with fake wood, like a laminate, on top of it. And I decided that I needed more space, especially with me enjoying looking at computers. I needed more space on my desk. So what I did is I built a custom, I got custom 2 sheets of plywood and glued them together, and then stained it all and have polyurethane on top, so it's very smooth. I write a lot with pencil and paper, or pen and paper, for my homework, and it works out extremely well. Next up below at the bottom is my CyberPower CP1000 AVR LCD UPS. I actually bought this brand new for $50 recently. Something I've always wanted, to have a battery backup for my both computer and my networking. In the case of a power outage, or if something, or a surge, what I can do is my computer and networking are protected And also I have enough time to save all my work on my computer, as well as with how much energy that stores. If I turn off my computer relatively quickly, I have plenty of time left with my internet. So you can use your laptop with the internet while the power is out. And then last bit of networking is actually underneath my bed. I have a server, a NAS. I'll try to show it. There it is. It's not currently on right now. It rocks a Xeon E5 2650 V2 with an HP 420 motherboard, and I just use it mainly as a NAS and a Plex server, but I do want to do more home labby stuff with it, but I just haven't gotten around to doing that yet. Second to last pretty much is my chair. So this is a Titan Lab, or a Secret Lab Titan chair. This is just the large, or like the base variant, and it is an extremely nice chair. I bought this off of Craigslist, if you can't tell from the wear and tear, as well as everything else in my setup. But I bought this off of Craigslist because of how much time that I spent in my chair, especially over this pandemic and with online school and with, currently a developer job. I'm always in my chair, always at my computer. So I wanted something that's comfortable. I want something that would provide good support. And now if I need to sit at my computer for 8 hours in a day, I stand up at the end and I feel fine. And I wake up the next morning feeling great, instead of having back pain or butt pain or anything. And then lastly I'll show off my little art creation. I guess these two pieces. That, I know it's upside down. I've decided to leave it upside down. It's a little guitar I found at Goodwill. And this is my first album that I released, that for Christmas, one of my friends got me this poster. But then here is my little computer art. I spent many years, I've built many computers in my days for friends, for family. I'm the computer guy of my whole family and friend group. And so when someone has something old, they'll give it to me. And for years, I always tried to save, if something really couldn't be reused or repurposed, I tried to take it out and recycle, but main boards I tried saving. So I decided to create this little art piece. Everything around the center is actually some pretty old stuff. Most of it didn't even work. That was my first graphics card, an R7 270, and it just died one day, and no matter what I did, I could not get it back. And then here's actually a X99 board that had extreme issues with different processors, with different RAM, with everything, and ultimately just stopped working. So I turned it into a little art piece, and I think it really ties in my whole setup. So overall, I am extremely happy with this. This computer is way faster than I could have ever imagined. I've spent 9-10 years now deeply involved in the computer community, as well as I've built probably hundreds of computers at this point. And this computer was pretty much the most enjoyable to build, the highest performing computer I've ever built, the nicest overall computer I've ever built, the nicest quality, and arguably the best looking computer that I've ever built. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Here is one last little peek. And thank you for watching.